meeting to order with roll call, please.
Mr. Seaman?
Here.
Mr. Chicolo?
Here.
Mr. Waldeck?
Here. We all please see for a pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We will greet our guests. Start right here in the front row.
I reserve the right to talk later.
Okay. Should we go down? Robinsons? All right.
Okay,
Bill and Dana Roberts.
Right?
so what, we talk now?
You can talk? Yeah, we just
Or you-
we get you out of the
can, but
way.
he can't.
Not a problem. Okay, so
Will be.
we know you two, but we don't know you two. So you're Mr. Waldeck
Yes, ma'am.
and
Ms. Clayman, or Nicole Clayman.
nice to
And
meet you.
you're Roberts?
Robertson
Robertson, okay.
with an E. Okay, so we're here about a couple different things. Number one, I'm gonna start with good things. Eddie Brister has been a great asset to this community. I cannot believe all the signs that I have seen. There were never signs before, and I love it, okay? He has kept the Sager Cemetery looking better, and that's a big thing with my parents and myself. And I was not gonna cry, but it's my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you. It's my first birthday without my mom. The cemetery was very dear to my mom and my dad. And I appreciate the fact that it looks great. Phew. That's gonna bring up this, but also, what else did I want to say? It was all right there and it's gone. But I have two plots that my mom and I purchased that were intended for my daughter and her husband. She is divorced now. She has told me she will probably never remarry. Who knows, right?
Mhm.
And also, she would like to be cremated. She informed me if she goes before Bill and I, because we have plots, that she wanted to be buried on top of my father, her cremains. If she goes after us, God willing, but in my family, it doesn't always work that way. She wants to be buried on top of Bill. So, I'm asking, and I did ask Eddie, and he said he thought that these could be sold back to the township at the price that I paid, but I don't know. I'm not asking to make money on them. It's just that they're not needed.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood that
Because
conversation.
we have four plots. Bill and I have two. We want those. I have two that my mom and I bought that were for Kylie and her husband Josh at the time. No longer married. She wants to be cremated. So I have two plots that I am willing to sell back to the township if they would like. If not, I could put them on whatever you do.
Yeah,
I'd have
no.
Kylie do it and sell them for more, but I'm willing to give them back to you
Yeah.
for what I paid for them.
ORC says we're allowed to pay you what you paid us.
Awesome. I'm
Yes,
cool with
it's
that,
just
if you're
a
cool with
swap.
that.
Yep.
Sorry if anybody else wants to talk, because I'm on a roll.
Keep
All
going,
right, so we
Gina.
got that one.
You got it.
Okay, then the other thing is an instance where, and I don't see the gentleman here, and I don't want him to think I'm talking about him behind his back. And I don't know his whole name, but I think his name is Bob, and he works for the township,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
A township
Yes,
worker?
Yes.
Can I ask why when Greg, and I keep looking at Doug because I know him better than anyone. Poor Doug. Why when he left, did we not offer him more money to stay?
Great.
Greg Morsey?
Yeah, we talked about it too.
Oh, did
He
you?
was ready to
He
go.
wasn't
It
staying.
wasn't.
Okay,
yeah.
all right. Well, because I thought if we had Greg and we had Eddie, we would have the dream team. Travis, like I'll bring clothing for the thing, and he'll jump out if he's around,
Yeah.
and he'll put them in the thing for me. Bob says they're like a bump on a log, which is fine. I didn't ask you to do it, but fine. And then Bill ran into an issue with him a couple times, and once Bill was trying to talk to him about Peck Leach.
Yeah, we can talk,
Oh, okay.
that's a great point.
Okay,
So,
we'll deal with that another time.
that has to be dealt with in executive session.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
But
It's just that we're not
we'll
happy
schedule
with
that.
Bob,
Okay.
and Bob would not reply to Bill. He drove away. Bill, point blank, ask him a question.
So, we'll do that in executive session
Thank you.
with us.
Or you could call one of us
Okay.
Yes.
and talk to us for
Okay.
as long as you want.
Poor Doug is probably screwed there. Okay, all right.
Bill.
I think that's it.
Okay,
We
I'll
get
shut
the
up.
gist.
You got it?
yeah. Thank you.
Mhm.
And we'll take care of that ASAP.
Okay, thank you.
Jerry Files.
Yeah.
Just.
You just, okay.
Expecting.
Hi, how are you?
The Heilmans, and we were just expecting.
Okay, all right. Chuck, anything?
Yeah.
Carol? No?
Did you skip me? Back up.
Oh, you do? Okay, I thought you were just saying hi.
I got a couple checks for you.
Oh, my gosh.
One is just like this, the alumni dinner.
Oh, great, thank you.
Help him move.
Yeah.
From the historic society.
Oh, nice. Okay.
We did one.
Thank you.
No, thank you so much.
Nice.
So one check is for $153 and one check is for $1,000.
Oh, lovely.
Thank you, thank you. Okay. Gonna go back to Court. Matt,
Observing.
thank you. Court.
I do have a couple things.
Sure.
I would like to request the public records for the last 10 years of all work orders, job bids that have been put in, and who won them.
Okay, what's
Number
the,
one, we don't have records for 10 years. We don't. They
Okay, that's what you told me we had before. It was 10-year limit.
No.
So as long as they'll go, as long as they'll go.
For what that, okay, that is too broad. You're going to have to be more specific. We do not.
I want to see if ORC has been followed.
We don't have, that's broad. What specifically are you looking for?
All
What projects?
work orders, any work orders that we've had, any job bids that have been put in,
yeah, so
and the prices.
you talking about contract?
Yes.
We can just do, I'll take
Yeah,
that up.
we'll
I'll get you your
We'll
response.
figure
back.
that out.
Okay.
Because you have to be specific.
It's
I'm
way
not
too
sure,
broad.
I'm not sure
don't
you
have to
don't,
answer that.
I'm not sure if you have to be specific enough to say
Mm-hmm.
this business or this group of businesses or this project.
It's in the sunset laws.
Okay.
I'll get with Justin.
Well, how would I know what specific job to ask for if some of these jobs are not being posted following the ORC? I'm
What
not
jobs are
saying
you talking about?
currently.
And
I'm not
the
saying
thing
directly
is,
currently.
We don't have to post any job that is under 75,000. We do not have to bid out per ORC, per 75,000. Everything over 75,000 has to be bid out, and it has to be, you have to get sealed bids. So as long as I have been here, we have not spent over 75,000 in the 3 years.
This is way beyond the four of you. It's
Okay,
previous.
Okay,
previous.
I will get with the prosecutor and I will get you a response back so you can be more specific what you're looking for.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then also, I don't know if you want to address the check in front of you now,
Yeah.
but I have a question concerning that for the three of you on record.
Right.
With winning this new bid for the ambulance and also purchasing new used fire engine, do the three of you have any plans of rescinding the fire levy that recently passed?
I can't be real specific because we don't know what the price of a new engine is going to be.
$900,000.
That's a new Pierce.
$900,000.
Yeah, so we won't have any money left that way.
Levy won't cover.
I know. So that's.
Levy won't cover about half
Yeah,
the
that's all.
cost of the new fire engine.
Right.
And we're gonna have to finance the other half. If we don't get a grant for the fire truck, which, again, I'm applying for a grant for the fire truck. Now, the grant's due, mid-December. It's a FEMA grant, so I'm
Okay.
applying for it again. We could get it, we could not get it.
They don't have any money.
FEMA? Well,
No, they gave it to them.
they, no, actually, it's a FEMA grant where they They put it out every year, but this year they cut it by $350 million. So it's a significant cut.
Yeah.
So there's a lot less money out there for the same people to try to get, and hopefully new administration, it'll get boosted back up or something. There's no guarantee for anything, but we are applying for it. So.
Maybe I should know the answer to this, but I'm gonna ask. Is there a procedure to rescind the levy?
Yeah, there is.
You as trustees are allowed
Yeah.
to,
Yes.
but that's my question. If we buy this new to us engine and now we've got this ARP money for an ambulance, personally, I don't want to see it rescinded, even though I did not vote for the levy. Majority of the population did, and I think we're smarter to keep the levy and be ready for the next large purchase. That is my question to you. Each of you, can you answer? Do you have a plan to rescind or not rescind?
No, it's never been brought up. Not with me.
That's why I was wondering if.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
Is
it
that
have to
to
be
be
put
a
to a
voted,
vote?
would that to be
We voted it
voted
in, we
on?
have to vote it out.
No, we don't. They're allowed to.
Well, anyway, that is for a fire truck. This is for an ambulance, so this doesn't even have anything to do with it.
It does.
Well-
That levy was for an ambulance or an engine.
Well, but we're planning
This-
a
Or
fire
other
truck.
equipment, also any
This-
other
this should
things for
help.
equipment for the fire station.
This should help a lot. Personally, I was waiting until to see whether or not we were awarded this and then start to make plans. So I didn't even let myself go there to make plans yet. But once this is in now we've got an opportunity to make plans. And we can start talking about what the next 3-4 years are going to be.
Well, from previous years, we vote for a levy, but you guys get to decide if it gets rescinded. And I think that's part of the reason why we got in this pickle to begin with, was from years ago's decision. And I don't want to see the township get in that pickle again. I'm not voting for you guys rescinding. I'm trying to put you on the spot and ask you, do you have any plans of doing it?
Don't have any answer.
It was never brought up.
It never brought up. We
It was never
discussed
brought
that
up
once.
amongst us three ever.
No.
Well, it's been done before, Kim.
You keep going back
Maybe
like
not.
past, this isn't the past.
I
It's
understand
a
that.
whole new world. And you know what, Lori, I'll get you copies of all of our audits, the auditors, state auditors, every 2 years, it looks at every project. And we have never been cited, so I don't know what you're fishing for today or tomorrow, or you'll be fishing again, but I'll get you a copy of all of our audits for the last 10 years. And every project is in there and we
That's
have
listed
never.
in that, right?
Yes, they audit
Yeah,
all of
there-
our books, so
yep.
and then you can question
what
the
you're looking
auditor state if you're not
No,
happy.
what I'm really looking for would cost the township $20,000, and I'm not pushing that envelope yet.
A what?
Okay.
A comprehensive audit.
We don't have to do that.
No, you don't have to.
Just like the county
That's what I
never did
just
it, they
said.
kept pushing it, because we don't need one. We've got money in the bank and they've been very fiscally responsible. They've done a very nice job, this board has.
I'm not talking about this
If people
board.
pay our back taxes, we'd have a lot more money too, but we don't. So, sorry, move on.
Okay.
Yeah, for every 199,000, I believe, in back taxes, which a year or so ago was owed in this township, we would get $33,000, if I can remember right. And what they publish in the paper the other day is not near what's owed up here, or the amounts owed by some people.
Why not?
Ask the treasurer that.
I'm just,
I don't know,
Well, we
because
have a
they
new
don't
trend.
pay them.
Well, we have a new.
Yeah.
no, I mean, when they list that in the paper, I thought that was all the property.
No, it isn't.
No?
You get a copy from the county and see what's owed.
Those are only recent that they publish, recent this year.
Oh, it's not total, it's not cumulative total.
No.
Payments are listed, but they give the total
Look
that's
at it.
owed.
Yeah.
That's not like.
Okay.
All right, can we move on, please?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, next row, any comments? Thank you again.
I will, now that you've received the check from the Historical Society, I will send a thank you note to them for their $1,000 donation. the separate check is for 153. I believe.
Yes.
Yes.
And that is from the Alumni Association, Bristol Alumni Association members who contributed when we had a table at the banquet.
Oh, yeah, okay, so it is designated for the roof replacement. to be
Both are
used only
designated
for that.
specifically for the roof.
Okay,
Mhm.
thank you.
Yes, and I talked with Doug prior to this meeting about time capsules. And Doug will, discuss that with the others when you have a chance to, because I doubt you've had a chance
I
to
understand.
at this point. But there is a time capsule that will need to be opened in August of 2025. And then the Historical Society, I mentioned to them a new time capsule being buried in 2026 in celebration of the country's 250th birthday. And Historical Society members said that they would love to work in conjunction with the trustees for 2026.
Marianne, thank you for all you do for this community.
You're welcome. It's an honor.
Anything else?
That's it for me.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, let's go to our department reports.
Jim, you don't get a
We
chance.
got more.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
More of that
Two
road.
more.
I'm just her backup, so go ahead. Rob.
She's okay, she's good.
I'm trying to skip her too.
She's good.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
You tried.
Well, as you all know, I'm the Bristol Community Brigade girl, and I have a group of 12 girls so far, ladies, I should say.
I don't know your name.
I'm Robin Martirana.
Oh, okay.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
I've been working on the center of town, trying to get it ready. This year, it has been a little bit of a debacle because I got flying by the seat of my pants, we're trying to figure things out. But next year, I want both halls. If I have to rent the fire hall, I will do so. I want it for Friday and Saturday. I know there was a little bit of an issue about me doing it at the fire hall, but my reasoning for this is I've talked to the people in the community to come every year, and it's easier. It's better for them to get in and out of. It's a larger space. If you have handicapped people, they can get in there. So we're gonna do it 2 weeks prior to Thanksgiving. I know that Thanksgiving was a big thing to have it on that Sunday, but I'm a big family person. I believe that on Thanksgiving weekend, people should spend time with their family, and that includes my crew that's working on this day and night. And for them to come set up even after Thanksgiving, that's their weekend with their family. I don't want to do that to them. I've had great response. If this is not something that you guys feel that, you want to keep me going on, just let me know and I will back out and somebody can take charge. But I don't want to fight over every time I want to do something, every time I need something done. I just don't feel that I need to do that. I'm 64 years old. I'm not in high school. I'm trying to do something good for the community. I want to get everybody together. We have plans this summer. I want to work with Jeff on a couple projects. I'm just trying to do something good. If I'm doing it wrong and I'm stepping on your toes or anybody's toes, I will more than back out. I have enough stuff I could do. Seriously.
That's not even a paid position, right?
No, ma'am.
Then what were we even talking about?
Well, there's, and we gotta get the money situated, figure out. I need to know how much money we actually have when I started this. I need a list of what we spent. And I know Nikki has that, and that's very easy to get. So I need to know, and I need to be kept track of that. But, and if you guys have to keep that when we start to, our new accounts, that's fine. Because actually it would be better because Nikki found a place that we can get stuff cheaper through the government. But when I want to get something, I don't understand why it's such a fight.
Because it's the government.
It's a government.
We are the
get
government.
audited.
But it's, and I get that, but that money was designated for lighting. I'm not asking to use it on anything else but lighting, because we are gonna
Do
do
you know
other
how
things.
much you've spent this year?
I'm asking, that's why I'm
Well, I mean,
asking.
you've gone and got it. You've got your receipts and stuff.
I understand that,
That's
Nikki,
what
and I'm
I said.
asking you, did you tell me what I spent?
$5,088.90.
Now, how did I spend $5,088?
Well, we spent $3,575.
Stop right there. That $3,500 was agreed upon, that was township lighting. And that was coming out of the $40,000 or $50,000 that was a thing.
half of it.
No, it was not half. It was all of
But we
it, and that
have to
was
get
agreed upon.
audited on it, and we're gonna try to approve it tonight.
But
And
that
then
was,
the- and
that
the
was
other
told
lights
to
is
me during the process that that was,
$1,254.40.
and that's fine.
And then
But
the candy was 2,000 or 259, and the cocoa and the coffee, $259.55.
which was usually donated from, but never mind, I'll let that go. That's fine.
Yeah, we didn't donate. We've never donated from the township.
Okay,
Mark donated it.
thank you.
So, but
But he was in charge
and
of
then,
it,
and
so.
last year we took in revenue for the lighting fund, or this year to date, $1,034.78. Dolly spent a long time accumulating, because they usually go after Christmas and try to buy things when it's on sale.
And that would be
Total
good if I
last
did,
year, we collected $2,396.84 is what we collected last year. So we're just trying to keep it within budget and not blow all the money right now. We just try to have some money. Plus it costs more for lighting in the center for the month of December. And that's all. I'm just
where
trying to
does the,
keep things in
so,
budget.
so that money that we collect for, that people donate for the lighting for the center of town, they're paying for the month of December lighting bill for
I
the
take that
township?
out of that.
Why?
I
It
do.
never was.
It always, but that Dolly, that's how Dolly taught me. We just, that
Yeah.
I just
fund.
had the conversation with Doug right before the meeting, if that was ever happened, and he said no.
Mark
Yeah.
Weber said that.
Okay.
It come out of the
That's-
general fund, didn't come out of the
That's how
lighting money.
It's, oh.
So
sorry,
we're paying
that's-
for the whole bill or just what it costs
Just
to light?
that has its own separate
Couple
meter.
$100.
That is
Yeah,
true.
yeah, I'm
That
just
is
saying, that's all
I
she,
must be mistaken.
I've done it this way. I mean, I think we do a good job. I think we always have. Dolly has.
Well, I don't think I'm doing a pretty bad job.
I didn't say you weren't. You're doing.
No,
a
but I don't
phenomenal job.
believe that when we agree upon something in a meeting, I walk out of this building and it changes 3 times by the time I come to the next meeting.
It gets nervous when you're getting audited by the state too, what you can
Well, when you
use
agree
the money
upon
for.
something, you can't change it afterwards and then expect me to say, oh, okay.
Well, if she was promised the money, it should be in the minutes, don't you keep minutes?
No, we didn't, it hasn't been approved. And we told her that. It hasn't been approved yet. It'll be on the minute, it's on the agenda today.
Yeah.
What,
It was not approved. Nothing was formally ever
That's what I'm asking.
approved.
the Christmas, the
No.
township lighting was not
Right.
approved?
No,
No.
and no, we talked
We
about it.
talking, but it wasn't
It was never approved.
It
It's on
wasn't-
the agenda today.
government.
And then we
Government,
decided to get a
remember that
couple other
word.
quotes.
We
to
had
make
3
sure we're
meetings
doing
over
our
it.
due
We've
diligence.
had
And
3
it was,
meetings
we,
over it.
it was agreed upon, but
And it was agreed upon it
technically-
would come out of that money because it was township lighting, because we were gonna
I-
use it for
I'm
other,
not-
yeah,
let me say something,
okay.
Robin.
But I mean, I'll back out of this, I
Let
don't
me-
care.
Let me say something. I appreciate what you're doing very much. Because for 2 years, me and my wife were down here 2 weekends. So that's 4 weekends, setting all that stuff up. I did it. With 9 or
I
10
know.
other guys.
That's fine.
And it's snowing, raining, whatever. So it's a lot of work. So I really appreciate what you're doing. I have no problem. You want things to go, give me $500 for this, I'm gonna go buy some stuff. We don't just give you $500 for this and go buy some stuff. I know that's how you wanna do it, but it just doesn't work like.
But-
So we're agreeing,
I understand where
thank
you're
God
coming
you're
from.
doing what you're doing.
And
I'm
I'll
not
be
wor-
honest, my girls have all donated, between all of us, we've donated almost $1,000 to have this go on ourselves.
Okay, everybody donates.
Right, and that's
not-
okay.
But you're doing something different than everybody is not used to,
Correct.
where you're putting stuff and what you're doing. So it's getting to be a little bit more questions of what's happening. It's not like everybody doesn't want you to do it, or we're worried about $500 for this or $300 for that, but we can't just stand up here and say, here's a check, go ahead and go buy some stuff.
Well, I understand, but you
So
realize we
that's
got
all.
stuff
I
out there that's
think you're
older
making-
than,
We're
Me.
getting too personal about it, that we don't have to. It's
I
all
just-
gonna work out okay.
I,
You're doing something different. We've never used that hall. Never.
I get it.
Okay, so all of a sudden, you say, hey, I wanna use it 2 days or 3 days or 2 weekends or whatever, and we know we could rent it. The question was come up about renting it instead of you. Now we're gonna see how it works, using it. And when it goes over phenomenal, like we hope it's gonna go, there's not gonna be any problem. I think you're,
No, but I'm just saying,
I don't know,
like,
we should.
you guys before had the town hall for 2 weeks or whatever. They would, the Beta Club would come over, bring everything down.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't have that opportunity because honestly, I didn't know what the heck was going on. So I didn't have that. I'm taking stuff down, putting it up, and thank God for Ed every freaking minute. Because some of the stuff I couldn't carry. But, so I worked with that. And I told you guys from the beginning I wanted to have hall because I talked to the community. It was easier for everybody from everything I got and I gathered. And next year, honestly, I want the town hall like they have. And if there is an issue, I have no problem getting a sponsor to rent that hall for 2 days, Friday and Saturday. That would be $300 because they're from Bristol. I've already got that. So if that's a problem, I could do that. But I don't like being told, yes, it's okay. And then a week or 2 weeks later, I'm here, no, I'm getting this. I'm just trying to do something nice.
And
We know that.
We
We know
appreciate
that.
I appreciate it.
We
It's
know
fine.
that.
I hate to see.
But if it
bickering
is,
about, you know.
and I can't, I'm not good at that. I wasn't good in high school. I'm sure as heck ain't good at it at 64 years old. But if this is an issue after this is all done Saturday, I will promise you, I will walk away and be like, it was great. Thank you. And if you need help doing something, I'll be more than happy to help. But other than that, I'll walk away from it all. I'll be fine with that. But that's all I want to say.
Okay.
I'm just, I can't go to, make a decision and keep it and stick. Don't keep switching it. I can't do it.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Anything else? Okay. We had some unclaimed funds. I'm sorry?
Okay.
Yes, we need to do department reports. Mr. Weeks, please.
I'm sorry.
This is the planning commission report. Our meeting that was scheduled for November 11th was canceled. I sent the notice to the Tribune on October 27th. And we rescheduled the meeting for November 18th at 6:15. We had previously scheduled a public hearing for November 18th at 6 o'clock. So we did have those 2 meetings last night. Everything got published in the paper the way it was supposed to. We won't be taking any action on Section 5 classification of uses until our December 9th meeting. We want to study the information from the Trumbull County Planning Commission as to why they suggested, and in my 21 years of working with the Trumbull County Planning Commission, it's the first time they ever used the word suggested on any of their reports back to us. And their suggestion was that we contact legal counsel concerning the definition we used for rooming houses and how it might conflict with the National Fair Housing Act. So we've done that, and I'll get that information passed out to everybody, and we will talk about that at our next meeting. We will continue our discussion on ADUs in Section 14, rear houses. We continue to have good discussions on the topic, and I think, Doug, you would confirm that we did have some pretty good
Oh my
discussion
God,
last
yes.
night on that.
Yes.
So, all of us understand that we have a lot of work to do on that topic. And I learned today that the topic of ADUs is a major topic in the continuing education curriculum for realtors in the state of Ohio. So ADUs are a big thing out there. It's not just something local or anything like that, but it's really getting a lot of attention at the state level also. We learned last night that there will be a state Senate bill that addresses short-term rentals. Thank God for that.
Yeah.
Hopefully it will make it through both houses next year. It would codify that townships cannot regulate short-term housing. And I do say thank God again on that. We tabled any further discussion on short-term rentals until we learn what the state legislature is doing. And our next meeting is scheduled for December 9th at 6 o'clock.
Thank you, sir.
Can I ask what's an AD?
Accessory dwelling unit.
Oh, thank you.
It's a tiny, just generically a tiny house behind your house, something like that.
It's a accessory dwelling behind an original house.
Or like a camper that somebody
No.
would rent?
No,
No.
not a
Okay.
camper.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's a mistake. Okay.
Oh, got you.
I ordered your book.
All right.
I ordered your books.
Ellen, would you like to go next, please?
Thank you. My
I don't have much on here, there was one certificate issued in October. On House of Craft Road for a storage building.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you very
Which-
much.
had quite a few odd calls lately that, last month, Ken is helping me with one on solar farms and stuff. And that's all I can say.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. Mr. Brister?
I'm just working in the park, got all my winter trucks ready. Solar and everything.
Okay. We're ready for Thursday snow? I know you are. I saw you working. Okay, sounds good. Okay. Chief, please.
Yeah,
35 minutes.
I got 2 pages. In front of you is a check from the county commissioners.
Yes.
You were awarded the $175,000 to go towards the new ambulance.
Okay. That was a nice check to get.
Yeah, it was a very nice check to get.
Took too long, but okay.
Yeah. The ambulance is currently being built. Delivery is probably gonna be February, March, something like that. So, we anticipate that. So that was a big boost for us.
Will the old one be sellable still?
We have 2. The better of the 2 will go in the backup. This will be the first out, and we have one that we can sell.
Just curious.
Auburn Career Center wanted it last year, but because of the delay and everything, they purchased another one. So they're no longer interested.
Okay.
It's sellable. You know, somebody will buy it as a construction vehicle or something. Probably not an ambulance, but
How much is a new one?
$175,000.
Exactly that.
Yep, exactly
Nice.
that. We signed a contract for $175,000. So
Cool.
Who's that?
I did.
Wow.
Who signed it? Can you by chance get us that contract, please? Is that all?
Well, you have a copy of it.
Did you guys sign a contract? Because we have
No,
to
it's
go.
not. It's not a signed contract. It's a
Oh, you said sign contract.
yeah,
Well,
letter of
I would
intent
just-
for purchase.
I think maybe in December's meeting, we should formalize that with a motion, please, if we could.
Yeah.
You don't want to ready till March, right?
I think we can.
Okay, I'm not paying for that until probation.
No.
And those funds you put in interest rate.
We don't have them yet. And I need to look, certain funds, you're not allowed,
I know,
to
that's why
restricted
I-
funds, and you're not allowed to, everybody wants to earn money on things, but we are restricted from earning money.
This one is restricted.
I'm going to look into it, but we don't even have that money.
Grant funds.
Oh, that-
We just have this
That's
paper
fake.
check, it's fake.
Yeah.
We never got a check.
No, that was my question.
I don't know when the
It's
first
like 3 or 4% in 6 months.
Yeah, I need
Set
to,
that
Every
back
little
in
bit?
township.
yeah, it might be a restricted fund, no.
Grant
I know
funds.
streets is restricted, he's not allowed to
That's
restrict.
just intent.
All right. Chief, go ahead.
Grant funds are typically restricted from earning interest. So, again, they needed to commit this money before December, for actually January 1st, but they needed to commit the money, so that's why we, it's on paper, it's ours. I don't know when they're gonna release the funds. They may give it to you next month, but, they may hold on to it. I mean, it's there and it's ours, so it should be about a week. So,
Everyone else's was.
I'll ask a stupid question.
That don't mean that ours is.
Actually, check.
No.
No.
no,
Can we keep it and
Looks
post
nice.
it somewhere?
yeah, it goes on our wall.
Oh, that'd be good. In the fire station.
Truck 17, car 17, and the squad have been undercoated. We have an estimate for the engines. And they are either $1,000 each or $1,250 each. Did you have a prior estimate from them from?
Not
Bulldog?
for the engine or the,
Not for the
no,
engine,
they weren't
right.
doing them at that time when we
Okay.
got the estimates, we just got them for the little
Right,
vehicles.
so it'll be $1,250. He said if we could produce an estimate that he had? Because I thought we had an estimate of $1,000.
I'll look back. I have all the estimates.
Yes, if you can find it. Otherwise, it's going to be $250. I don't think we should do these trucks right now because we don't know what trucks we're going to get rid of. Positive. I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
we have the truck from Rootstown that's coming.
Steve, here's your estimate, actually right here. And we had 17 engine, $500, Rescue 17, 500, M17-1, 600, and M17, 600. Tahoe 400, half ton 400. That's the
What's
estimate.
just paying for those?
I don't know, the bill's in there. This was just the estimate that I had with me
I think we paid more than that.
from last year.
Or last. I don't know.
Okay.
But again, I don't think we should spend the $1,250 or whatever on the engines until, again, we get the Bridgetown truck here. We transfer the equipment off of whatever truck, we're taking, and we end up with 2 fire trucks that we're going to be using for the next probably 5 years or so, 5 or 6 years. Then get those 2 undercoated. The other 2 will be sold. So it's not going to hurt, one more season. They've never been undercoated. In 20 years, they're all 20 years old plus. So it's not going to hurt another year to have them like that. So, and then we'll decide what we're doing.
Okay.
Once the Rootstown truck's here. And again, that was another item on here. We're still waiting on word for that truck. So as soon as they take delivery of their new engine, and they're getting a brand new engine, they'll switch the equipment over, and that one will be available for us to pick up and and have for us. And for the people that aren't aware, we are purchasing another used fire truck, 20 years old, to try to get us by for the next 5 years until we have accumulated the levy money for the truck that we have on the books now. It's the 5-year levy, and it'll raise $620,000.
Yeah, 620.
$620,000. Unfortunately, within that 5 years, a fire engine is probably going to cost $1 million. It's going to be $900,000, if not $1 million. So even though we're going to have part of the money, we're still in 5 years going to have to decide what we're going to do. 20-year-old fire trucks. There's a company out there, ISO, and they rate fire stations and townships for your insurance service, the insurance service organization. So when you go to get insurance on your home, they go and they say, okay, what's your ISO rating? We have an ISO rating of 9 in the township here. And that's based on equipment, manpower, and whatnot. For a fire truck to be recognizable, it has to be less than 20 years old, 20 years old plus. Currently, we have one that is less than 20 years old, barely. But the other 2, and the one that we're getting from Rootstown, is 20 years old or older. So according to ISO, we won't have a fire truck. Not a lot of insurance companies use ISO anymore, but some do. If you get a call from your insurance company and they're doing a reevaluation or something, they may question, ISO and say, hey, what's the fire department rating? They're going to say, well, they were a 9. Now we're going to be probably going to be a 0, which is non-rated. They call every year. They call and ask me, what apparatus do you have? What equipment do you have? And I have to tell them. They can do an on-site visit at their well if they want to, but usually they just call. We tell them what apparatus we have, and then they do the rating from there. So the truck that we're getting, although we need it badly, and the reason we need it is because it has a lot of water on it. The 2 trucks we have now currently only have 700 gallons of water on it. The truck we're going to get from Rootstown has 3,000 gallons. The truck we used to have a few years ago had 2,000 gallons on it, and we had 1,000 gallons, so we had 3,000 oat meal. Now we only have 1,400 oat meals. So it makes the operation a lot harder and a lot more risky. So that's why we opted to go with an old truck for now until we amass the money from the levy, decide that we're going to go out and buy a new truck, and that new truck will be, a 2,000 gallon tanker pumper like we had before. In my eyes, if I'm here, we're going to decide. We'll decide that later. But in a rural area, you need water on the trucks because we don't have fire hydrants. So you have to have that initial amount of water for the firefighters to use until Champion gets here, Bloomfield gets here, Farmington gets here with their tanks of water to supply us. So that's why we're in that situation. We will have 2 fire trucks to sell. They're not worth a whole lot of money, but we're hoping with the sale of those 2 trucks, we're going to be able to pay for the one from Rootstown, so that all of the levy money will essentially be geared towards a new truck in a few years. We can't control the price of these trucks. It's outrageous. Since COVID, they've quadrupled in cost. That ambulance is $175,000. We used to be able to buy it for about $100,000. So they've skyrocketed also. But we have to have them. So but that's where we're at.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
I have a question regarding the ambulance money. Weren't we originally allotted around 300,000 for the ARP money? Could we possibly get the other 125 and fork in 50,000 from the township our own and get a second ambulance?
No, they never guaranteed us 300,000. That was brought up by one of the commissioners that's what they wanted to do. They're out of money. Yes.
We ever get to the bottom why they drug their feet and kept denying us for so long?
No. We are not allowed to read, because of client privilege, we are not allowed to read what the lawyer decided. Finally, after the third time, the lawyer reversed her decision.
How is that not public record?
Client privilege. Yeah.
I beg for it.
But
Yeah.
aren't we as the public the client?
No,
No, they pay.
commissioners, the commissioners is the client.
Yeah, private attorney, that's what they
They're
do.
paying the bill.
Yeah.
A little shady.
Even correspondence that we have with we use the prosecutor for, all of our stuff, it's client privilege,
Chief, how long did it take an 800 gallon truck pulled out of a fire to use all that water?
Yeah. About
Approximately.
you probably have 3-4 minutes.
That's okay.
Is it
It's 2,000 gallons.
2,000 gallons? Our hose lines, when we pull off one hose line, it produces 150 gallons a minute.
Okay.
So you can do the math on that. If we use a bigger line, if it's a big fire, it's 250 gallons a minute.
So it
We use
doesn't
a deluge
take that long.
gun,
My
it's 1,000
thinking is, it doesn't take that long
Yeah.
to empty 2,000 gallons of water.
Yeah.
And the fire may not be out at your house.
Oh, exactly.
yes, that's the.
It sounds like a lot of water.
Oh, no.
Correct, yeah. All right.
AFG, like I said, just opening it, and again, we're gonna apply for another fire truck.
Okay.
We haven't been denied yet.
Yes, we have. We came across in an email.
No, we haven't.
Oh, I got an email saying that, sorry,
Well, they ran out of funds.
well, saying they had no money that we
We
were
were
not.
ranked.
Right, but we just didn't get the money.
Right.
So we kind of
So-
got it tonight.
Yeah, there's a difference. If you're denied, then something was not
Wrong.
Oh,
acceptable in your application. And they said, you don't
we're not getting the money,
get a
sorry.
fire truck. We were in it clear to the end, and they ran out of funds, so they rank you by need, and there are still fire departments out there that are running 1952 Dodge trucks with no baffle. I mean, there are some bad fire departments out there. And they rank way up here when it comes to fire truck awards. So with our needs and based on our inventory, everything, you know, we're ranked. They said, yeah, you're worthy of a fire truck, but you're down here somewhere. And you know, with $1 million each, you know, they've only out of the money that's allocated for the FEMA grant, so much goes to volunteer departments, so much goes to apparatus, so much goes to equipment, so much goes to, you know, so only a portion of that funds go to new apparatus. And it runs out really fast. So, but yeah, we didn't get awarded the money. So we're going to try to get it. We could get it, could not. We talked about trying to use the grant writer. I pursued that effort, and they increased their fees just as much as the trucks increased.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous what they'll ask, and it used to be when you got a grant writer, you could apply that cost towards the grant. So if the grant writer costs you $3,000, you can put that in your grant award, and they would give you $3,000 to pay that grant writer. FEMA, of course, they caught on to it. Now the maximum is $1,500 is all they'll pay towards a grant writer, and the grant writers are $5,000 plus.
Okay.
So we'll try and get on the road.
Okay.
When is that grant due, Steve?
Mid-December.
Okay.
So I started it the other day, and we're working on it. So. And again, I don't know. Reintroduce. Okay, ESO. I brought this up a few months ago, and it's software that you use to do your state report. Okay, so at the firehouse we have a computer and we have a database that we keep our runs in. Everything we do every day, whether it's personnel or our daily sheets, and everything we track on our computer. So when they go on an EMS call, they come back, they have to enter the medical sheet in a program that's web-based. Fires is the same thing. You know, we go on a fire call, we have to submit our report to the state of Ohio electronically. So whoever the officer is or myself, when we come back, we do those reports. Starting January, the federal government now has a new database they moved to. It used to be the National Fire Reporting in the FRS. Now it's the nearest ERIS. So they've changed their whole data gathering. The state of Ohio's software will now not talk to the federal software. So starting January 1, when we get back from the fire or call, we have to enter the data in our database at the station, the state database, and the federal database. So we have to enter this information 3 times. A ridiculous waste of time. But if we don't enter the data, we're not eligible for grants. It says it right on the form. So I had earlier this year in June, I believe it was, I approached you about software and ESO software. The EMS portion of that software, University Hospital will pay for it. So that's a wash. That's EMS portion was $5,219. And UH will pay that every year. So that's nothing. The fire part, which we would have to pay for, is $5,500, $5,300 recurring. And there was some discounts. This is not a current price. This is over 6 months old. Again, I'm asking if we can, for the first of the year, consider getting this software So that if we come back on the call, we enter the data one time and it's done.
Is that per year?
Per year,
Yes.
that is per year.
All right. Number one, how soon do those reports have to be done?
They have to be done every 30 days.
So you got 30 days to enter the report. So you're still gonna have to enter it once
Once.
instead of twice. This says twice,
That was 3 times.
but this says twice.
That is the state report, the federal report, but we also do it on our own database at the station.
Okay, so
That's 3
3 times. So you're still gonna have to enter it once.
once.
So you're gonna save 2 times. But you got 30 days to do it. And you've had, month, you had 2 structure fires. So you had to, 2 times you had to enter,
And
you had 30 days.
57 other.
59
calls.
EMS.
Okay. Well, I don't have that. I just got total,
That's all you wanted on the fires
543 total call.
for the year.
So my figuring, $5,000, we could pay somebody $100 to enter this stuff and save a lot of money.
Well, okay.
I'm
But for $5,000, you also get payroll software, which we need.
That's,
Inventory software, which we need, which.
you didn't say that until.
No, I told you that before, and it's
Well, that was
right
how
here.
many months ago? I don't remember.
Asset
So,
management, inventory,
when was that?
truck checklist in June.
Okay, so I'm
Yeah.
just,
Scheduling
I'm
software.
questioning what you just brought
It's
to
not
us
just the
today. Okay,
fire, the incident reporting.
that's,
It's all of it.
that makes a little bit of difference,
Okay.
but. Okay, I just
I
asked
didn't give
you
you this again because I thought you guys already.
in June or whenever it was. I'm just asking questions. It just seems like a lot of money.
It seems high.
And I know-
it is, and we've never paid for software. We've always used our own database, and it was easier when the state of Ohio. We used to enter it into the state of Ohio, and the state of Ohio forwarded it to the federal to can't do it. They sent out a letter the other day and said effective January 1st, you have to enter it into the state of Ohio and also the federal. So
And can anybody do it?
if you know that if you're on the call,
So you're on a call, you have 30 days to enter this.
Steve, someone has to physically be on that call in order to input that.
some of them.
So what we're getting at is we can't hire somebody out to come in and input once a month.
That would be a HIPAA violation.
For the EMS, PMS, you cannot
You have
do
to
it.
hire somebody. You got guys sitting there
Yeah,
for.
So he goes on an EMS call tonight and he doesn't enter the data and he goes home. Legally, I can't come in tomorrow. Well, I can't, I'm a fire chief, but she can't come in tomorrow and enter that data as another employee because it deals with healthcare. So those are out. Fires, he has information as being on the call and as an officer that, he may put into this fire report that I'm not going to know the next day or somebody else isn't going to know the next day or 30 days from now. So, that's.
So are you saying that we input calls now 6 hours after the call? Is that what we do currently?
Currently we are behind.
So are we doing that 4 days later?
I currently am inputting all of the calls.
So we're doing it illegally.
No, I am
That's what you
allowed.
just said.
I am allowed, I'm a fire chief.
No, he just
Oh,
said
okay.
it's a fire chief.
You're right, okay.
I have authority to look at HIPAA.
Okay.
That doesn't include me. But yeah, and it's terribly inefficient and I have several emails that I'm far behind from the state of Ohio. So, but it's easier for, again, the crew come in, do one report and it's done. That's the goal.
And not to step on his toes and not to be rude, but he still has to QA all those reports because we are not authorized as firefighters and paramedics
to submit to state. He still has to go in and authorize the QA process of that. With that program that he's talking about, he doesn't have to do that because there's legal representation behind that ESO that allows them to QA that and send it forward.
QA
What's
means.
QA? Yeah.
Quality assurance.
Okay.
So they're ensuring that we dotted all of our I's, crossed all of our T's, we got the proper mileage so we can get billed and receive money for a fire, that the investigator did their thing. So it's not just the firefighters or paramedics doing their job. He also has to still go back, and the 543 calls that we ran, he has to still go, yes, that's good. No, that's not good. So.
Everyone in the state of Ohio is dealing with this, every part.
Yeah.
Is there legislation, anybody, there's gotta be a lot of people who are.
Most of them are, well, most of them in Trumbull County anyway, have purchased this ESO program. Because in June, all the Fire Chiefs Association got together, ESO came out, they gave them this price, it's like $3,000 off.
Well, they're $15 a day.
You'll get, so, yeah. But yeah, it's statewide. There's grumbling, you know, they have, I should have brought the letter from the state fire marshal. And they have contacted FEMA several times this year because, you know, they knew it was coming. They've submitted multiple demos of the software because the state of Ohio just rewrote their software also. Submitted several demos to them, and no, government says, federal says, no, we're not going to accept it.
I got a question. So you just said about everybody got together in June and they knocked $3,000 off of that for every year, or just for the first year of 3,000 for everybody? I guess my question is, did we know about it in June, and could we have done something in June and saved that money?
Yeah.
That's my question.
So the EMS, like I said, we don't even talk about that. If UH pays for that,
right?
That's no big deal. But the fire, they discounted $3,009 on discount. So
off of the $5,000.
Correct. It's $8,000.
Oh, okay.
So there's a setup fee. Normally, there's a setup fee of $3,000.
Okay, so basically,
They
everybody's still
discounted-
paying the $5,200.
Yeah, they discounted the setup fee, and the yearly fee is $53.74.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right, that's what I wanted to make sure.
There are the setup fees.
All right.
So once we get it, if we get it, what's to say next year, well, it's gonna be another $1,000. Then the year after that, it's gonna be another $1,000. Is there there's nothing that says they can raise that whenever they want. And once you get it, you got it. You're not going back.
Well, no, we used to have it years and years ago. It used to be called Firehouse software, and we used to use it. And then the state of Ohio came out and said, "Hey, here's a program for free." So we all switched to that because it was free. Because we didn't use the inventory, we didn't use all of the other components. We didn't do scheduling, we didn't do payroll and all that stuff. So we didn't really need all that. So we went to the state's free version, which is all it is submitting your fire and EMS reports. Now, we don't have a good inventory. The scheduling's a nightmare, and payroll sheet is atrocious, but it's accurate, but it's not easy to do. So that, it just.
Well, I'm just
on change.
looking out for the citizens, 10 years from now, we're gonna be asking for another fire levy because we're out of money again.
I wish the cost went down. I wish there was somewhere where we could
That's why I'm
save.
questioning it. I'm asking, that's not saying that I'm against it, but we gotta think about it.
All right.
I got one more question. on that.
Yes.
So are we gonna have to pay the $8,000 to get in this now? Do we have to pay that setup fee? And it's gonna cost us $8,000 for the first hit?
Unless I call them and ask them and see if they'll honor it.
Right. But
mean,
we
I'll
could have,
call- I'll call them and ask
we
them.
could have avoided that in June. Okay, so we dropped the ball and lost $3,000 possibly, because we didn't move on it at that point in time.
Yeah, I mean, I plan on, if they would agree, I would call them, beg me.
Don't worry, they'll give it to you now.
Yeah, we'll see.
But anyway, that's.
Okay.
Hey,
I
Steve,
was not that sure.
Steve, you did get the same email from FEMA that said you did not score high enough to meet the initial, yeah, Steve. Your application did not score high enough in the initial pre-score assessment to be considered for the panel review. And then they suggested going to these webinars. Yeah, we didn't score high enough. It came out mid-October. That's why I was wondering if you didn't. Yeah, we got this October 16th. Wonder why you didn't get it. Dolly sent it to, Dolly sent it. And why is Dolly, yeah, I don't know why she's still on this. Dolly sent it to all of us, October 16th.
So none of you actually got it? Dolly forwarded it to
She
you?
forwarded it.
Yeah, correct.
She forwarded it. And then there's webinars on here on how to try to score. I don't know if we could do those to maybe help. There's
I go to them. I go to the meetings, I go to the regional meetings.
and how we can go. I'll forward this again to you. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, October 16th. We gotta figure out how to get her off.
Yes.
We've done, Steve and I both, well, we've had a hard time with the FEMA website, but you saw, I mean, we both put our emails in, we both answered. I don't understand why.
I don't know what she's doing.
There's a phone number on here. I'm gonna call them
Yes.
tomorrow.
You were calling here.
Yeah.
So I'm not done. So with this new ambulance, we have a cot, that's a manual cot that we use in our second out squad. First out squad has a automatic, I guess you could say automatic. Whatever. The lift assist is what they're called. So for the new squad, we would like to be a lift assist squad, cot for that one. BWC grant is available. Be able to apply for it. So
It closed in 2024 last week. Too many applicants.
again, I wasn't notified of that. So
I wasn't notified either. I go on those sites all the time trying to look for grants.
I was
and
just on there today. There was nothing about it.
down below, I was on there probably Friday and it said for 2024 it was closed because of so many applicants. The BWC safety grant, $40,000 every 3 years you can get. Yeah, I think if you look down further, it said, I know, I was hoping we could do it too. I couldn't believe it was closed.
What does the cot cost?
It'll open up next year.
Cough again.
$50,000.
Okay, all right. Anything else?
Yeah. We brought up, before about a new sign out front.
Yes.
And I got prices and, some information on the new sign. We, had our insurance, I don't know if you remember, but they went and blew our old sign out front, blew down last year. We got insurance, claim on it. We got 30,000 something, on insurance.
No.
Yeah, so we, have been going back and forth about whether or not to replace it, yes or no. I think it's a valuable thing. We've had one for many years. It's a good form of communication. People driving by, put little words on there. A lot of people miss it. So, but anyway, got pricing on it on a new one. $20,584 for the sign, plus construction of the base needs to be rebuilt. We have all the block and everything from the old sign.
Not the same company doing anything, is it?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Well, we have the block and everything from the old sign. I think we should use. I thought it looked nice. So a lot of stuff. So we can certainly reuse that. somebody to rebuild it.
But is that with new signboards?
Yeah, it's $200.
We have signboards. Mike's Make Signs has both of our working boards that were a year old or 2 years old. He has them. I got estimates from him to use our old signs.
Isn't that the one
A
that
year
built it and it fell apart?
No, it's all we're talking about is the signboard,
Okay,
the digital.
he's not gonna build it.
No, we had them. I put one in the station. One was underneath. I put one in the station, but he came in and took it because I didn't think that was right. But anyway, they have those signs. Those signs, we paid $9,000 for that when I was first a trustee, and I about blew my stack. But anyway, so we have those. So I got prices from Mike Make Signs a year ago, huh?
Okay.
But controversy, somebody says we want them, somebody says we don't want them. So I never, but he has. So I don't know if you go to some other sign maker, are we gonna be able to get those signs from Mike Make Sign?
Well, they've all got us.
Right. But I mean, are the people gonna use those?
I doubt it. I mean,
Aren't you just
I
having
have,
Mason put them up into the,
It's a little bit more than that.
I have a donor who's willing to purchase these signs, the new ones. So
I'm not talking about making a
the
sign,
only-
Robin, I'm talking about.
the only-
electrical and all that, yeah,
Well, there's units that you, never mind.
I know.
Go ahead, okay.
Chief, I got this.
the only cost involved with us would probably be redoing the base. The electric's already out there. Everything is just like it was before. All we have to do would be to contract with somebody to redo the base. The sign comes, shipped, ready to go. All you do is there's 2 plates, you mount 4 bolts to your facility or whatever you have there and plug it in and it's ready to go. It's all internet based. It's like, I think it's like she programs this one out here. I'm not sure how you do that.
Through the internet, easy, yeah, log in.
Same one, it's the same. So, I mean, if we could get an estimate on what it would cost to redo that base, and pursue this project. If we do go ahead with this, they would build the sign. It wouldn't be done until probably January, February anyway. Like I said, I have a donor who's willing to
What's the value of that sign?
$20,000. $20,584.
Okay.
Mike Make Signs gave a price of $15,000 using our existing boards.
And
Just to tell you.
this is an LED programmable graphic sign. That is not.
What do you mean? It was an LED programmable
It's
sign.
still- yeah.
It's just not full color. That one's
It
probably
was full color. Don't tell me it wasn't full color. I mean, we paid $9,000 for it. It was full color and it was a graphic sign. It wasn't it?
It was a graphic. Oh yeah.
Was it full color?
No.
What was it?
What's it called? RBG? Or-
How many colors?
You can't do blue. You had to do green. You can't do blue. That's what it is. An RBG.
And to tell you the truth, and you know I've said this before, it said the same thing every day for a year. It had about maybe 3 different same things on it for a year. And don't tell me it didn't, because I drove by it numerous times, what time it was, how many calls there were, and Merry Christmas. There was.
I think we have Merry Christmas.
Well, I'm just using that as the third thing that was on it. There was maybe 3 or 4 things on that sign, and that was it.
We changed it.
And I'm not,
and
I'm not saying, I'm just saying, Mike makes signs, and I don't want him to have, I want those signs back. If you're gonna get somebody else, I'll vote right now, go ahead and do it. But I don't want him to have those signs.
I don't disagree.
Paid $9,000.
At bottom, how can it be his?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Somebody gotta go get them.
Hell, I'll go get him.
And then I don't know what we're gonna do with them, but
Can we, is there any trade-in value at all?
why can't, are you gonna get any other estimates? Or are you just going with one company?
You have a donor that's gonna pay for that whole sign?
Pay for the sign, we have to do the base and the block work and everything for the foundation and everything. But they are willing to go up to a certain amount of money, yeah.
Wow, good.
Yeah.
That's good, great.
That's what
Do
I
it.
thought.
I thought maybe we
Oh.
could use some of that $30,000 for a new brush unit.
You're gonna
Bush
have,
unit.
you're gonna
You're gonna
have
have it.
20,000 of it.
Well, good. If that one costs 20 and.
We have 30,000, we got 30,000.
Right, well, that leaves, if that was 20,
And if it's
that leaves
10, even
10.
if it's 10,000.
Oh,
We got a donor.
Which it's not gonna
Did you miss
cost
that part?
10,000 for the
There's
base.
a donor gonna.
Okay,
I mean, that's what I heard.
we're getting a sign
You can't
and,
reach out. You have to stay there.
we're getting a sign and a brush unit. Good, with that 30,000, I'd be
I
happy.
didn't know anything about a brush unit.
Well, we were talking about what we could use the money for. Could you use a brush unit?
Well, one only has 25 years old.
Yeah,
30 years old.
exactly. Okay,
Hey, Steve.
I vote yes. How's that, Steve?
Hey, Steve, that seems
Good.
great. It just closed November 1st, but I'll watch because they're gonna reopen it back up. And just so you know.
Can't you get the other signs back and try to sell them, do a little bit of money on
It
them?
would be nice.
I mean,
Yeah.
so you still, I got a truck, let's go
Yeah,
get him
good
right
luck.
now, right?
Good, huh?
Let's go get him right now, I got a truck.
You might have sold them already.
There's, somebody else got it. So.
Okay. All right. Chief, anything else?
No.
Thank you. All right. I'm gonna put forth a motion to transfer $137.77 from unclaimed funds of 9001 to 1000 for Melanie Francis. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Chicolo?
Yes.
Mr. Waldeck?
Yes.
I put forth a motion to accept the bid for New Shine for $3,575 for Christmas lights on the three front buildings, guaranteed for 3 years, 50% being paid for by ARC funds, 50% from lighting fund. We have a second?
Second.
Mr.
It's not Christmas lighting, it's township lighting, cannot be worded Christmas lighting.
Good enough.
And the
Township
other
Park,
money could be paid for all, so you want us to pay for half of it?
Township Park, nothing?
Motion to-
There was a motion on the floor, I'm sorry.
We have
Mr.
a
Seaman?
second?
Mr.
Yes.
Waldeck, second. Mr. Chicolo?
Yes.
Mr. Waldeck?
Yes.
Motion to accept bid for Hudson Communications for $4,711.20 to update all computer networking in the administration building to be paid for from ARP funds. We have a second?
Second.
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Chicolo?
Yes.
Mr. Waldeck?
Yes.
Okay. We received a transmittal from our zoning commission for an update into our zoning resolution for Appendix E and Appendix C. I need a motion to accept those, correct?
Yes.
I'll put forth the motion to accept from our zoning commission Appendix C and Appendix E.
I'll second.
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Waldeck?
Yes.
Mr. Chicolo?
Yes.
Sorry.
Anything else?
No. Just the meetings, pay bills.
All right, so Appendix C and Appendix E, we do not have to have a hearing on. What this is the updating of our zoning resolution to for section 44. Gentlemen, would you like to table that till our next meeting, or would you like to vote on that to accept that tonight?
Did we just accept them? You just put a
No,
motion?
we accepted the transmittal.
Oh,
Yes,
I missed
yeah,
that.
we accepted the transmittal. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Wait, see, you can. Yeah,
We
we
just
can,
pass that tonight.
yeah, I would agree. Okay. All right, I'll put forth a motion to accept Appendix E. Do I have a second?
Second.
And Appendix E updates the, read it off, my memory's sliding there, but so everybody knows what E is. What we did on
It's the
it.
changes to Appendix E, proposed text changes, and it is the addition of, it's representing the Section 44, right?
Section 44 was.
Rear lot and flag lot side by side strips, okay?
The Appendix E is
Yes.
a list of when the changes were made to any individual section of the zoning resolution.
Correct. Okay.
Mr. Chicolo?
Yeah.
Mr. Waldeck?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
And then put forth the motion for the acceptance, to put Appendix C into the zoning resolution. And that is also, where's that? Where's the green?
It's not in college, sorry.
Oh, okay. That's also to update for Section 44. Okay. And I'll put forth the motion to accept Appendix C. Have a second?
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Chicolo?
Yes.
Mr. Waldeck?
Yes.
Okay. Next meeting is December 3rd, 2024 at 6 p.m. We need to put together an organizational meeting. What did we decide on?
27th at 8 a.m.
Okay. So we would suggest that our second meeting of December, which will be our organizational meeting, be December 27th. I believe that's Friday at 8 a.m. in the morning.
And that'll be organizational and year end.
Correct. Okay. I'll put that in form of a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Chicolo?
Yes.
Mr. Waldeck?
Yes.
Do I have a motion to pay bills? We have a second?
Second.
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Chicolo?
Yes.
Mr. Waldeck?
Yes.
Put forth a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Chicolo?
Yes.
Mr. Waldeck?
8 a.m.
Jeff?
What?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Sorry.
We are adjourned. Thank you.